All right, today we're tackling Azure App Services, something I've heard a lot about for simplifying cloud applications. My mission, really, for this deep dive is to truly get our heads around it. For listeners like you and me who might be newer to cloud development, how does it make building and hosting web apps so much more approachable?
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here, I think, is how Azure App Services hits this um, fundamental challenge for developers, right?
Hmm.
Moving away from that whole burden of managing complex servers,
Yeah.
and instead just letting you focus on your actual code. It's sort of about stripping away layers of complexity that honestly used to be a huge hurdle.
Okay, so at its core, what is Azure App Services then? Can you break it down?
Sure, think of it as a fully managed platform as a service, or PaaS, from Microsoft Azure. It's specifically designed to host things like web applications, APIs, mobile backends, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And the really big idea is that it handles all the underlying infrastructure for you.
Okay, so that means you don't have to worry about like operating systems, server updates, or even how to scale up when traffic hits.
Exactly. It's all handled. You basically don't touch the servers. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it exists precisely to eliminate all those complexities. The infrastructure management headaches developers used to wrestle with in traditional setups.
Right, the old way?
Yeah. It automates tasks like server maintenance,
Yeah.
applying security patches,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And this allows for incredibly rapid deployment. It fully supports CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment.
Okay, CI/CD. For beginners, what does that actually mean in practice?
It basically means your code can go almost straight from your keyboard to your users, automatically, seamlessly, with very little manual pushing and pulling. It's a really big shift in how things get done.
Huh. Because before services like this, developers were stuck, right? Dealing with some really tedious problems. I remember hearing about time-consuming server setup,
Oh, yeah.
manually scaling things up or down when traffic changes, and the nightmare of complex updates. You can imagine how much time and energy that just ate up.
Absolutely. It was a major time sink.
So how does Azure App Services actually step in and solve these specific headaches? Make life easier for someone maybe just starting out?
This is really where it shines. It
Hmm.
completely automates those tasks we mentioned, managing the OS, load balancing requests, server maintenance, freeing you up, as the developer, to focus purely on your app's logic, your unique code.
Okay.
And it has built-in auto-scaling. Think of it like an app that automatically adds more lanes to a highway when traffic gets heavy,
Ah, nice analogy.
and then, removes them when
Yeah.
it clears up. Your app just handles the load. No panic needed.
Hmm.
Plus, it offers something called deployment slots. These are basically like staging environments. You can test your new code there before it goes live.
Oh, that's smart. So you test it safely first.
Exactly. Once you're happy, you just swap it into production,
Yeah.
and your users see zero interruption. Truly zero downtime updates.
Zero downtimes. Okay,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah, and it integrates smoothly with popular tools like GitHub, Azure DevOps, etc., and supports lots of languages: .NET, Java, Node.js, Python, PHP, the usual suspects. It really helps you build and deploy efficiently, focusing on the cool stuff, not the plumbing.
That auto scaling and the deployment slots sound like lifesavers, honestly. So for a beginner diving in, what are some key, like, best practices, things to keep in mind?
Good question. A key one is to really think about your app service plan. This is basically choosing the right size and power level for your app. They range from, a free tier for just playing around up to basic, standard, premium for more serious production workloads.
Got it. Choose the right tier.
Definitely. And for testing updates. Always use those deployment slots before swapping to production. It's your safety net, really.
Makes sense.
And yeah, enable auto-scaling if you're on a tier that supports it to handle unexpected traffic. Oh, and integrate with application insights.
Application insights? What's that?
It's like giving your app its own health monitor and performance coach. It shows you exactly how it's running, where bottlenecks might be, if there are errors.
Mm-hmm.
Super useful for keeping things smooth.
Okay. Monitoring. Crucial. But like anything, it can't be perfect, right?
Yeah,
What are some limitations a beginner should probably be aware of?
that's right, yeah. Always trade-offs. While it's super powerful, you do get less control over the underlying infrastructure compared to, say, managing your own virtual machines, what they call IAA.
Okay, less direct control.
Exactly. Also, those free and shared tiers. They have resource limitations, and they don't include key features like auto-scaling or deployment slots. You need to move up to basic or higher for those,
Right, so the free lunch isn't quite the full meal.
pretty much. And you might also encounter something called cold starts. especially in low-traffic scenarios.
Cold starts?
Yeah, it just means if your app hasn't been used for a little while, the very first request might take a few extra seconds to load as the service kind of wakes it up. It's a common thing for efficiency when your app isn't constantly busy.
Ah, okay. A slight delay sometimes if it's idle.
Exactly. And probably the most important one, costs. It's crucial to monitor your usage. With pay-as-you-go pricing, costs can escalate if you're not careful, especially with things like auto-scaling, if it scales up a lot. So keeping an eye on it with Azure Cost Management is really essential.
That's a really critical point, isn't it? So even though it simplifies the tech side, you've still got to watch those dashboards. It's not entirely hands-off when it comes to the bill.
Absolutely. You need to stay on top of the cost aspect.
Okay. So pulling it all together then, what does this all really mean for you, the developer listening?
Well, ultimately, Azure App Services lets you focus squarely on building your amazing application, rather than getting bogged down in managing servers and patching OCs. It's a truly powerful tool for building modern, scalable cloud solutions efficiently.
Right. Focus on the code, not the pipes.
Exactly. This platform empowers you to build scalable, secure apps much faster. So I guess a real deep dive for you, the listener now, is maybe considering how this shift, this abstraction of infrastructure, could change your whole approach to development. What new opportunities does this level of uh, freedom open up for whatever your next project might be?